Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is LouAnn and welcome to my kitchen. Today will be my last recipe that I will be making for Gail's Southern Living Elf Cookies. It is a chocolate pinwheel and it will probably be, the cookies actually will be made tomorrow. It's like a long process, and I've never made this recipe before, so we'll see how that goes. So let me turn the camera around. Oh yeah, and we got that coffee brewing, and there's some sweet iced tea in that ice box. So let me turn the camera around and let me show you how to make the chocolate pinwheels. So the first thing that we need is 3/4 cup of butter softened, and I just microwaved it probably about 40 seconds to soften it a little bit. And we need to add 3/4 cup of sugar. Now we need to go and get this creamed up until light and fluffy. While we're getting that done, I'm going to gather up my dry ingredients because we've got to gradually put the dry ingredients in here. So let me stop this a minute and let's go get over to the table to get our dry ingredients going. So I got a cup and 3/4 of flour. This is all-purpose flour. I got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. You need to stir this up. Then we will be gradually adding this to the cream mixture. Get that going. Okay, add a little bit more. So now we need to divide this dough in half. I think that's about half. A little bit more. Okay. Got our dough divided in half for the most part. I should have weighed it. I need to get out my scale and weigh it. And then that way we know that it's half. So let me get that. I'm going to go ahead and get my scale out and weigh this and see how much we need to divide it. And we will be melting 1 square, 1 ounce of semi-sweet chocolate. So I'm going to do that, and after I divide my dough in half, and then one of the melted squares of chocolate will go in 1/2, and then we will wrap it up until it's chilled. So I'm going to do that real quick. So how I melt chocolate is I got a small bowl and I got it over boiling water, and we're going, as you can tell, it's starting to melt. It might take a little bit before, so we're going to add this chocolate. There's an ounce. I guess each square is 1/4 ounce, so there's an ounce there. We need to melt it before we add it to mix it into our dough.
I should have cut it in chunks. It would have melted faster if I would have cut it into chunks, but I didn't do that, so it is what it is. So, like I said, this will be my last cookie recipe for Elf Cookies that is hosted by Gail's Southern Living. So, I have some ideas for next week that I'm going to do, which I'm glad I am far ahead on this channel. Well, a little bit ahead, not a whole lot. So, and next week I will let you know some goals, some challenges I may make myself for next year. Almost melted, y'all.
So each one of these cookie dough, the chocolate and the white, I need to divide into fourths. So I'm going to divide this into fourths and roll it out to a 5-inch roll. And then I will show you what we're going to do from there. We want each roll each fourth of each one of our doughs to a 5-inch log, and we want it flat on one side, like a triangle shape. So there's one. I'm going to finish doing the rest of these white ones, the vanilla ones, and then we will go and do our chocolate. And we do have a dish of milk. I'm going to show you what we're going to use that for here in a minute.
Now that we got, well, I got enough for one row, I need to brush this side with milk, and then brush the other side with milk, and then we will be alternating like this, making a row of, alternate that. We want to make like a roll of vanilla chocolate, do it that way. So I'm going to do that. I'm not very good at this, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this up and then wrap it in aluminum foil because that is what I have. I'm all about wrapping, doing things with what you have. So I'm going to roll this in a roll and do that with the other sets. And then we will be putting it in the fridge for at least 4 hours. I'm going to do it overnight. And then I'll be back tomorrow and we will bake these cookies up.
I got my oven preheating at 375. In actuality, it's about 350, somewhere in there. And I need to unravel. I've already unwrapped my cookie. I need to cut them about a 1/4 of an inch thick, and then lay them on a lightly greased cookie sheet, 2 inches apart. So there are my cookies. I'm going to put them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes until they're set, and then we will be adding more cookies onto this. And like I said, I've never made this recipe before, so it's kind of, the pinwheels are kind of cockeyed.